Street almost there.
Just give us a minute. The Zoom's still uploading.
You want to pray?
I can do that.
Can you do that?
We are ready.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you to our July 14th, 2025 Commissioners Meeting. This morning, Commissioner Kleinance will lead us in an invocation and pledge. If you can rise in this room, please do so.
Our Heavenly Father, we bow our heads this morning and give you thanks for another beautiful Monday morning. We're grateful for the privilege of participating in local government. Please help us to make good decisions. We're grateful for all the blessings and freedoms that we enjoy. I'm especially grateful I was able to drive across the Southwest last week and view all the beautiful area and country that we have. Please be with all those people who have had tragic events happen in their lives, especially with the flooding down in Texas. We're grateful for our public safety providers, our sheriff's department, and our fire departments. Please be with them and help them to have a caring attitude in all that they do. Again, we're grateful for all that we receive from thee and give thanks in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry.
You're very welcome.
First item on our agenda is approval of minutes,
I'll move to approve our minutes.
and I'll second that motion. Motion's been made by Larry and seconded to approve minutes of last week's meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. And as you can see, Commissioner London is absent today and had a out-of-town trip planned, so.
Carl, if I can add to that. Thank you.
Go
Tony,
ahead.
you know, I've known Tony for many, many years. Tony can be loud and proud and he's very bright, but he has a very good friend, probably his best friend from high school that has been battling cancer for several years. And he is at a very important checkup today. And Tony just went to be with him. And it's in another state. So I just thought that says a lot about Tony. I guess we all need friends like that, but
Yep.
that says a lot.
Under our weekly reports, our new permit report for last week showed 28 permits issued. Fees collected $6,810. Estimated value of construction $2,899,393. This report is always available to the public up in code enforcement if they care to take a look. Our next item is County Highway. We have our engineer, Danny Hollander, with us. Good morning, Danny.
The crew report for last week, we've been working up on 700 North, trying to build that road up. It's coming along real nice and, I think the railroad may be our holdup, but,
Good.
road's coming along well. We've been dirt patching potholes. We dug out the millings we had in our back lot so they could start working on the salt building. We picked up some trees, we fixed the ditch on Sprague Road. We mowed back in the Burnsville curves, some of the trees growing out toward the road. 10 tons of concrete down to 800 South, use all the banks down there. And then the city helped us with their back truck, their thing they pick up leaves with to get some of the corn stalks off of the Southern Crossing that was stuck in the guardrail. So then.
Okay. You know, you don't realize, you think you could just go up to those with a broom and just brush them off.
Yeah,
But when they've been pounded by that water,
yeah, they're
you almost have
stiff.
to have a jackhammer. to get them loose. And the dirt is wet and then it dries and it becomes like a brick. If the Egyptians would have had corn stalks, they may have been able to build the pyramids even higher.
Yeah.
That's all I have today.
Okay, and then I think we got a miscellaneous item at the end for you, so.
Danny, and I know we're short agenda. We've received a few phone calls and emails about White Horse Road. And we met with you a couple of weeks ago and you kind of informed us about a slide that we have out there.
Yeah.
I guess we just want the public to know we're aware of it. We're working on it. We've solicited some quotes to fix it. It's an expensive fix.
Yes.
What's your latest thoughts on that?
Well, the option is either to not chip and seal and pay for it with a highway budget, or if we come up with other funds, and we're gonna have to start, we were talking about start chip sealing, maybe next week or the week after, so,
What was that road on our overlay list?
it
That
was.
portion of White Horse?
Yeah, but, I mean, we can hold that off.
And if we overlaid it, because the road has dropped a foot
Yeah.
in those
yeah,
sections,
Yeah, we can't overlay it
yeah,
now.
it's just gonna keep slipping because we'll put more weight on it.
Right.
We've had those issues at Grandview in the past. And I mean, the fix is 300 to 350 to
Right.
get a company to pin it. It's not a heavily used road, but those people that live on it use it heavily.
Yeah.
And,
It's an important road
it's
to
an
them.
important road to them, so we still need to kind of make a decision on that, don't we?
Right.
All right. Tina, would you be upset if we forego all of our chip seal for a year?
Not at all.
Yeah, I hate to do that, so we'll keep talking about that.
Okay, Danny, we'll bring you back up here toward the end. Our next item on the agenda, we have a decision with the assessor's office. Gonna get you a truck, right, Jimmy?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I think that you tried to get bids from 3 different companies. 2 responded.
Yes, sir.
And in the end, we opened them last week, and P4 Automotive here in Columbus was the low bidder by $100, correct? And they do have a truck on the lot.
Yes, sir.
You're okay with that one?
I'm okay with that.
I'll move that we accept the quote from P4 Automotive, Chevrolet of Columbus, $35,500.
And I'll second that. Motion's been made by Larry and seconded to award that bid to P4 Automotive. And this is gonna be paid out of your reassessment fund, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Danny.
in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye,
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried.
Thank you very much.
good deal.
Thank you, Jenny. By the way, the other bid was from Country Chevrolet out of North Vernon for the exact same vehicle, and their bid was 35,600. So, close bids there on those 2, on that item. The next 2 or 3 items involves our IT director, Scott Mays.
Morning,
Good
Scott.
morning, Scott.
Well, they squeezed you right in there amongst them, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Didn't you amongst us?
That's right. So I don't take, well, maybe more room than I need to, but.
I think the first one on our agenda here is the item with Central Square.
Okay.
And you want to just briefly tell the public what that is?
Yes, sir. This is our public safety software suite. And it includes the entire, suite of software related to law enforcement, jail management, the 911 center, all of the data integrations that happen between the state services, locally, fire departments, all of those pieces of software that make that entire ecosystem go. So It is an expensive piece of software and one that we track very closely. I will note that they put us on notice last year of there being a 5% increase, and they certainly increased it 5%. But overall total there's a mutual agreement between the city of Columbus and other agencies that all contribute to this payment. The overall total is $284,465.51. However, the county portion of that is $125,797.54. And then we are reimbursed by Columbus Regional Hospital for their licenses. They will reimburse us $5,552.22. And we're reimbursed by the Town of Hope Police Department, who reimburses us $1,135.82.
Is that new for the town of Hope?
It's been a long-standing mutual agreement,
All right.
but annually.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the same with CRH and City of Columbus. We split many of those public safety costs, 55% with the City of Columbus. They contribute on that. So that's what we're requesting for that renewal. One other comment I may add is we get a period between February and June to review all of these services every year. And I met with the new city IT director last week, and all of these seem to be active in use, but we're going to make an extensive effort at the beginning of next year to see if any of these services can be reduced, or some that may not be as important as they were when they were first initiated, and just see if there's any more room to trim that expense back. I think, I think they are all using all of these products, but maybe years go by, they can reevaluate and see what there may be to trim. So just wanted to put that effort.
Thank you for doing that. Carl, I'll make a motion if you're ready for a motion. That we go ahead and approve that agreement for information technology for the annual maintenance and license renewal. $125,797.54.
And I'll second that. Motion's been made by Larry and seconded that we enter into this agreement with Central Square for licenses and maintenance fees for the public safety software system that's used throughout the county. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed. Motion
Carl,
carried.
I will add, Scott's already pointed it out, but we depend on Scott to really micromanage these agreements. Occasionally I'll have someone call me about one of these agreements, a vendor, and I'll quickly say, I don't know a thing. You talk to Scott. And Scott has done a really good job in keeping pencils sharp as possible. You have increases, but if we don't watch it, it can go up just drastically. So thank you, Scott.
Next up, 3 laptops for the assessor's office?
Yeah.
For Jenny?
Jenny here with us still. And Jenny is pursuing some office efficiency improvements.
Boy, they need it up there, don't they?
I'll let you defend yourself there, Jenny.
I bet of all the offices in county government, I bet the assessor's office receives more phone calls than just about any, except the sheriff's department or 911.
We absolutely do.
Because whenever I get one, I just automatically forward it to your office.
We used to get a lot more because we're at the top of the chain of the alphabetical
Oh,
order.
yeah. Oh, okay.
But we put a phone tree in that directed them to other offices,
Okay.
so they cut down by about half.
Good.
But, yeah, we do get a lot of calls.
A lot of calls.
We had over 800 visitors to our office during this last Form 11 season,
Man.
so.
But I think, Jenny, correct me, add, subtract, anything I say, but I think the key point here is currently a lot of her field workers are going out in the field to do their work, collecting notes manually, and then coming back to the office and inputting those notes as a second step to things. So what Jenny has worked on and wants to do is she wants to enable her field workers to directly input the information while they're in the field and not have to do 2 steps, but bring it back to 1 step. Did I kind of hit that nail on the head?
Exactly, and this is kind of I'm not supplying all of my field workers with them, just some that kind of make sure it works. Kind of thing.
And we have the remote connectivity in place that the vendor needs. We have all the other components. Jenny has already activated the software component that's needed for that. And now the last piece of it is to replace 3 of the existing computers with a more mobile tablet style for the way that the input's designed on those. And that meets the expectations of the vendor for that process. And we're replacing computers who are almost nearly fully depreciated. So the timing's perfect. And Jenny has offered to purchase those from reassessment. Am I right there?
Well, actually, it's from county general, but it was money that was appropriated last year that I kept this year. So it's already money that's
Yeah.
waiting on this.
As part of that
Few
problem.
quotes.
We do. We had one quote from SHI for $6,635.76. And the low quote is with CDWG, $6,409.05. Both of those are state bid contracts. So
I'll move
interesting
to
experience.
award the low quote for those laptops.
And I'll second that. Motion's been made by Larry and seconded to award this quote for these 3 computers to CDWG. And the amount is $64.09.05. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. And finally then, Scott,
All
the
right.
next item is a little cloudy to me.
Well said.
So would you explain that one?
Yes, sir. So the next item that we're requesting is to enter into a service with Cloudflare DNS services. Cloudflare is they offer a broad variety of different cybersecurity types of products, network management. But specifically what we're interested in there and the driving force, the problem we're trying to solve is a state mandate and to become compliant with a state mandate. And this specifically addresses, if you look at the Bartholomew.in.gov domain, and this applies to our email, our web servers, the way that the remote workers access VPN, all of those things that use that Bartholomew.in.gov domain name. The service we use that tells the world, if you want to go to any of those things, it translates it to computer language and how to get there. That service, the state has put some mandates on cybersecurity protections they expect us to do. And they can do that because if you notice, the last 2 pieces of that domain name are in.gov. So Bartholomew is a subsidiary of the parent domain in.gov. So they technically control that. And we get the privilege of being able to have the Bartholomew name, as a prefix of that. So in order for us to continue doing that, the state has come up with a set of guidelines that we have to meet. And they're not bad guidelines. They are things that are good to do. They overlap some of our existing services that we have. So potentially there's area there to consolidate some of those things in the future, depending on where the state goes when they mature this idea. It's just something they announced at the beginning of the year. They put a July 1st deadline on it, but they found that wasn't going to work. And now there's a December 31st deadline on it. So we're just working with them, with the vendor that they chose, that they believe does this the best. And it's also the vendor that comparable solutions other local governments are using as well. So all that being said, we want to become compliant with the state of Indiana to maintain our management of the in.gov name to the public and to the public network. But we're also achieving some security improvements. It helps to, fortify our public facing systems a little better. So we get benefit out of it. And the total price annually, $7,980.12. And this is an unfunded mandate from the state of Indiana, just to put that on record.
I'll move that we approve that request.
I'll second that. Motion's been made again by Larry and seconded that we enter into this proposal agreement, and it is with CDWG. And the total cost is $7,980.12. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Any questions from anyone concerning any of those items?
The state has done a lot of roll downs, have they not?
They have a lot, live streaming. Yes,
A lot of
another
roll
mode.
downs
Yeah.
where you're gonna pay for this now?
Under miscellaneous, we do have one item. What we got? Danny, a big tree up in Clifford?
Yeah, there's a tree that was, it's fallen into a house that went through the roof. But the house is currently not occupied. It's
I imagine.
well, even before, it's not abandoned, but it is
Yeah.
vacant. But the root ball is right next to the road and it's a traffic hazard. We want to clean that up, but we got to get it off the roof. And I just didn't want the property owner to come back saying you caused more damage getting it off the roof than the tree did or anything like that. So we're just trying to cover our backside, I guess.
Jim, you've reviewed that agreement.
I am.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, we're removing the root ball. We're not having someone remove that, but we're not removing the tree, correct, Danny?
We're getting the tree off the house and then we're gonna remove what's in the right of way after it's off the house.
Okay.
So this
I'm
is
fine with it.
with Frank's Tree Service and then the couple, I think, that own the house is a Brian and Melissa Rose. And so it is at the address of 6562 East, 800 North.
You can't hardly miss it if you're looking for it.
Up at St. Louis Crossing. So I'd make a motion that we enter into this agreement to remove this tree from our right of way.
I'll second.
Motion's been made by myself and seconded to enter into this agreement. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks.
That's
Dan.
the end of our published agenda. Any items from Zoom land or here in the audience?
Or if I could just have a moment, I would just, we're doing live streaming now, so everything we say is online for a little bit. If it comes down the road where someone is sharing their screen, they just need to understand that that shared screen, all the icons, everything they share would be sent out to the world. So we have to be careful when we have a third party sharing their screen of what information would go to the public. So I'd be careful with that, just in the future. The other thing is I just in general terms, I've learned over the last almost a year I've been here is that on budget issues, there's a big discussion whose budget has come out of or whatever. And that's important. But the other thing, make sure we understand is everything is purchased by the county, regardless of the fund, is county property. So we have to make sure that we account for that county property, whether it's a vehicle, a laptop or whatever, even though it may come out of a personal budget with like Scott's budget, it still is county property. So we need money to make sure we understand everything we
Or
purchase.
grant funds.
Or grant fund, but everything that goes through this meeting is county property, regardless of where the funds came from.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Anything else? We will be back here